Stigma surrounding mental illness has a very long tradition and has not stopped when mental illness was defined as mental illness. And it's not quite surprising because mental illness is something unusual. It falls out of the normal communication and it frightens people.
This is Elly. Her identical twin sister has schizophrenia. This makes it very difficult for her because she regularly gets mistaken for her. This is Lisa. Her fiancé contracted schizophrenia after a serious drug problem. He's never quite been the same since. This is Georgia. Her mother has always had schizophrenia, and it made it very hard for her to raise a child, so Georgia was put into care at a very early age. She's only recently been returned back to her mother. My brother has schizophrenia. He contracted it at 18 when he was going through a lot of troubles. Through my personal experience and a lot of the hardships and troubles that I had to go through because of it, I was really curious to see if my story was just an exception, or if there were more people out there who were suffering as I did. I found out about a small group of people all around the country who have started groups of friends who are family members or friends of sufferers of schizophrenia who get together on a regular basis just to talk about their problems and the issues that they have to face every single day. People have developed lifetime friendships through these groups, and I think with the failing mental health care system in this country, these sort of groups are an act of heroism. When did you find out that your sister had schizophrenia?
Well, it was fairly late on, for a diagnosis. She was about 15 or 16, so I was 15, 16, same age.
And you're twin sisters, aren't you?
Identical twins.
Completely identical?
Yeah. My sister and I have always been the same.
It meant that when I come home from college, I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, I couldn't say the things I wanted to do. I had to act differently because I felt weighed down by it all.
It's really difficult to talk about it because with my fiancé being the way he is, it made it difficult for me to be able to go on with our relationship, and watching him change was really heartbreaking, and it was hard to take, but I don't know what it actually means to me. All it means to me is pain and suffering.
Do you mind me asking how your sister got her illness?
Well, we were about 14 or 15, and she fell in with the wrong crowd, started using, and I guess you could say when I was filling in, she was filling up.
So I guess you get mistaken for each other a lot of the time?
A lot of the time it does cause problems, especially with her condition.
What kind of functioning is she?
She's not as high functioning as she could be. It's fairly obvious that she has schizophrenia. It just in conversation and even from a distance you can tell. So when we get mistaken for each other, it can be fairly difficult for her in particular, when they expect a lot more from her.
What kind of behaviour gives her away, so to speak?
She'll cover things up, mirrors, televisions. She'll be sitting down and watching TV, and she'll say that the people on there are telling her to do things and talking to her and making fun of her. It's difficult to understand if you're not in, from her perspective.
So that must be quite difficult for you if you're sitting there just on a normal night and suddenly, you know, this person starts saying to you, you know, oh,
Yeah.
everyone on the television is talking to me?
It's difficult. I mean, I think I understand it slightly better than a lot of other people do because we're identical and we get mistaken for each other a lot. I can see the prejudice. I can see how people stigmatise her because they think I'm her.
That's quite a unique opportunity because so many people that I've spoken to who have loved ones with schizophrenia would wish to have a day in their lives to see what it's like for them.
Yeah, it's a good insight, but it's really upsetting at the same time. She's still my sister, obviously. So the fact that anyone is stigmatising her for something that's not her fault is really upsetting. Young carers helped me when I was a lot younger, but when you reach 18, the services kind of stop. It's still a very difficult time in your life for that kind of help to finish. Because, yeah, although it's not me personally dealing with the disorder, it's the friends and families that have to deal with the consequences of what they do as a result of their disorder. The lack of official organisations is amazing, and it's ridiculous how there's no official help for friends and families of people with schizophrenia or other disorders, but all the focus is on those with the disorder. It's nice to be able to get away from everything and go and talk to people who understand and won't get schizophrenia confused with stuff like depression or split personality disorder, because my friends always get it mixed up and they just don't really understand. So being able to go to this nice impersonal setting, it's not like a therapist's office, it's just meeting up with friends and going for a drink and having a laugh and being able to talk to them about really personal issues without being judged. It's helped a lot to find this group of people to help me cope with this.